You can feel it, can't you? The synchronicities won't stop. The dreams are more vivid, and that magnetic pull in your chest, it's stronger than ever. This is not random. This is the universe removing every distraction, breaking every false tie, collapsing every excuse, because it has decided it's time. You may have tried to let go. You may have told yourself it was over. But the connection does not vanish because it was never just human. It is written in your soul, encoded before this lifetime, designed to pull you back together when the mission called for it. And that mission begins now. So if the energy feels overwhelming, if the signs feel louder than your doubts, if the thought of reunion both excites and terrifies you, that's because the universe is preparing you. The question isn't if it's happening. The question's, will you be ready when it arrives? Why the universe is forcing. Reunion now. Reunion is not random. It is not luck. It is not a fleeting romantic coincidence. When twin flames are pulled back together, it is because the universe has decided that both souls have reached a threshold, a point where the lessons learned in separation can no longer remain theory. They must now become practice. That is why the energy feels so heavy right now. The universe has been collapsing timelines, weaving synchronicities, and setting up encounters that seem impossible to ignore. Every repeated number, every dream where the other appears, every song or phrase that lands like a direct message, none of it is coincidence. It is architecture. The cosmos has been constructing the moment of reunion, brick by brick, until the field around you can no longer deny it. But why now? Because cycles have ended. The feminine has risen, peeling back layers of illusion and reclaiming her voice. The masculine has been pushed into his own confrontation with shadow, stripped of the illusions that once protected him. Both may still feel imperfect, but the universe is not asking for perfection. It is asking for readiness. And readiness is simply the willingness to step forward, even with trembling hands. Reunion is being forced now because the mission cannot wait. The world itself is shifting. Frequencies are accelerating. Structures are collapsing. And twin flames are not just lovers. They are carriers of a frequency that heals, anchors, and transforms. The universe does not reunite them for comfort. It reunites them because the collective needs their light aligned, their voices harmonized, their hearts beating in sync. You may notice the pressure in your own life. Cycles you thought you had time to repeat are suddenly closing. People are leaving. Jobs are ending. Patterns are breaking. It feels like doors are slamming shut faster than you can process. But that pressure is not punishment. It is preparation. The universe is clearing everything that cannot travel with you into union. And if you resist, the signs only grow louder. The more you cling to what is false, the heavier it becomes. The more you try to distract yourself, the more the synchronicities multiply. The universe does not ask politely when it comes to reunion. It insists, because it knows what your soul signed up for before you even arrived here. This is why the longing has intensified, why you feel the pull even when you try to silence it, why the connection shows up in dreams, in emotion, in sudden waves of energy you cannot explain. The universe is speaking through your own body, your own heart, your own field, making sure you cannot mistake this moment for anything else. So if you are wondering, why now? Why not later? The answer is simple. Because the world cannot wait, and neither can you. The separation has served its purpose. The lessons have been planted, and now the universe is saying, it is time to live them together. The reunion is not a gift to your ego. It is a calling to your soul. And the reason it is happening now is because the mission has already begun. When the universe begins to force reunion, the signs do not whisper. They shout. They appear in your body, in your dreams, in your daily life, until ignoring them becomes impossible. These signs are not meant to confuse you. They are meant to prepare you. They are the proof that the frequency of union is already weaving itself into your field. The first sign is synchronicity. Numbers that repeat endlessly, be 1111, 2222, 777144, appear not only on clocks, but on receipts, license plates, even random messages online. They show up exactly in the moments when you are thinking of your counterpart or questioning your path. These numbers are codes. They are confirmation that the universe is aligning forces beyond your control to bring you closer to what was promised before time. Dreams intensify. You may wake with a memory so vivid it lingers all day. Sometimes it is your counterpart's face, their voice, their touch. Other times it is symbolic, a door, a bridge, a reunion scene, a journey you take together. These are not random stories. They are rehearsals written by your higher self, preparing your soul to step into what is already forming in the unseen. Your emotions also shift. Waves of longing appear suddenly, catching you off guard. You may feel them in your chest, a pressure like an ache that is both painful and beautiful. Other times, you feel bursts of joy, as if your body already knows that something extraordinary is close. The polarity is intentional. The universe is stretching your emotional field to hold the intensity of union. Signs also manifest externally. You hear their name in unexpected places. You see people who look like them, or strangers speak words they once said. Songs play at just the right moment, carrying lyrics that describe your exact feelings. These echoes remind you the tether is alive, and reunion energy is already weaving through your daily life. And then there is the sense of urgency. You feel as if something is approaching, even if you cannot explain it logically. It is a pull in your soul, a magnetic current under your skin. It makes you restless, unable to settle into old routines. This is not anxiety, it is anticipation. Your soul is sensing what your mind cannot yet see. Even the body reacts. Heart flutters, heat in the palms, tingling in the spine, sudden fatigue. Your vessel is recalibrating to hold a greater frequency. Because union is not just emotional, it is energetic. You are being tuned cell by cell to match the vibration of reunion. Perhaps the most undeniable sign is that you feel them, even when there is no contact. You wake with their energy beside you. You sense their emotions bleeding into your field. You think of them suddenly, only to realize they are thinking of you too. The tether has always been there, but during reunion energy, it becomes electric, undeniable, unshakable. These signs may overwhelm you. They may make you question your sanity, but they are not here to confuse. They are here to confirm. The universe knows the human mind is quick to doubt. So it gives you patterns, symbols, synchronicities, emotions, dreams, layers of confirmation until your spirit cannot deny it. If you are seeing these signs, it is not coincidence. It is alignment. It means the portal is already open, the reunion is already moving, and your only task now is to prepare your heart to step through when the universe says, now. No twin flame reunion can happen while old cycles remain intact. The universe will not unite two souls in their highest frequency if they are still chained to patterns of fear, ego, and illusion. That is why the energy right now feels so disruptive. It is not only bringing you closer to union, it is also tearing down everything that would poison it. The first cycles to break are internal. The ways you doubted yourself, silenced your voice, abandoned your truth just to feel accepted. These patterns are crumbling. You may find yourself suddenly unwilling to tolerate what once felt normal. Words you used to swallow now rise like fire in your throat. Situations that once kept you small now feel unbearable. This is not moodiness, it is liberation. The universe is breaking the cycle of self-betrayal because only authenticity can survive in union. Then come the external cycles. Relationships that no longer serve your growth suddenly end. Friendships drift. Jobs collapse. Contracts dissolve. It may feel cruel, as if everything is falling apart at once. But the truth is simpler. These ties were built on compromise, not truth. They cannot anchor the energy of union, so the universe is removing them before they poison what is coming. Karmic entanglements also surface. Old partners return in dreams or even in reality, not to reignite romance, but to close the loop. Their presence is a test. Will you repeat the lesson, or will you finally choose differently? Each time you say no to what once trapped you, you open space for union to enter. The universe forces these confrontations because it knows cycles do not break through thought alone, they break through choice. And then there is the cycle between you and your counterpart. The push and pull, the chasing and running, the illusion of rescue. These dynamics cannot survive reunion. That is why they are so intense now. The feminine feels the urge to detach, to stop pouring her energy into an endless chase. The masculine feels the ache of that detachment, forced to face the emptiness he once filled with her devotion. These breaking points hurt, but they are sacred. They are the universe dismantling codependency so that union can be built on wholeness, not addiction. The breaking of cycles often looks like chaos. You may cry without knowing why. You may feel reckless, unable to settle. You may grieve the loss of identities, roles, and relationships that once defined you. But grief is proof of release. It means the soul is clearing what the ego clings to. It means you are being freed from loops you carried for lifetimes. Do not mistake endings for failure. They are preparation. Every door that slams shut is one less distraction. Every goodbye is one less anchor to illusion. Every loss is space for truth. The universe is not punishing you by breaking these cycles. It is protecting the sacredness of reunion. Because when union arrives, there will be no space for half-truths, half-loves, half-lives. The intensity of twin flame energy demands a clean field, a clear heart, a steady spine. And that is what this breaking is doing, stripping you down, layer by layer. until only what is real remains. So if your life feels unstable right now, trust that it is not falling apart. It is falling into place. The universe is removing everything that cannot carry the frequency of union. You are being purified, recalibrated, prepared. And though it feels like loss, it is actually the most profound gain. Because only when the cycles break can the reunion truly begin. How the masculine and feminine experience it differently. The universe does not move both polarities in the same way. Though the reunion energy is one force, it flows differently through the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Understanding these differences is not about judgment, it is about clarity. Because when you see how the other is experiencing the same wave in a different form, you stop confusing silence with indifference, longing with weakness, distance with rejection. You begin to recognize the mirrored paths. For the divine feminine, the energy often arrives first. She is the antenna, tuned to the moon, the cycles, the currents of emotion. Her body reacts before her mind. She feels restless, emotional, pulled to release what no longer fits. Dreams intensify, synchronicities multiply. Her heart feels the reunion even before her eyes can see evidence of it. This is why so many feminines sense the pull, the urgency, the magnetic field before the masculine can articulate a word. Her role is to receive first, and that sensitivity is both her gift and her challenge. For the divine masculine, the energy is delayed but undeniable. He often resists at first, burying himself in distractions, work or cylinder, but the eclipse of union energy is relentless. It presses on his chest, it shakes his sleep, it breaks his illusions. The masculine feels it not as gentle flow, but as confrontation. He realizes that the feminine's energy is no longer carrying him, and that realization rattles him deeply. Where she feels waves of clarity, he feels waves of pressure. Where she sees synchronicities as guidance, he sees them as disruption. But beneath his resistance, the same truth pulses. He cannot escape the pull. The feminine experiences the reunion energy as a call to stand taller in her sovereignty. She is asked to detach from codependency, to stop pouring endlessly into the masculine, to trust her own frequency. The more she embodies wholeness, the more the tether vibrates, forcing him to feel what he avoided. In this way, her preparation forces his awakening. The masculine experiences the reunion energy as a demand for authenticity. He is confronted with his own shadows, the cycles of avoidance, the weight of silence. He cannot use her devotion as a shield anymore. The universe strips away his excuses until only truth remains. That truth unsettles him, but it also cracks him open. He learns that vulnerability is not weakness, but the only doorway to union. And this is where misunderstandings happen. The feminine may mistake his silence for rejection, when in truth, it is his initiation. The masculine may misinterpret her detachment as abandonment, when in truth, it is her sovereignty. Both are being reshaped, but in opposite ways. She learns to hold herself. He learns to face himself. And together, these shifts create the conditions for union to emerge. The tether ensures they both feel each other. When she rises, he feels the gap. When he resists, she feels the tension. When she detaches, he feels the absence. When he surrenders, she feels the relief. This is not imagination. It is resonance. Two souls vibrating in different ways, but toward the same destiny. The universe designed it this way so that neither could sleep through the mission. The feminine's role is to anchor frequency. The masculine's role is to anchor truth. Both are necessary. Both are sacred. Both must happen differently so that together they can harmonize into something higher. So if you feel frustrated by the differences, remember, they are not flaws. They are design. The reunion would not be sacred if it were easy. It would not be transformative if it were simple. The polarity itself is the alchemy. And right now, both masculine and feminine are being forced through their unique initiations so that when they meet again, it will not be as half souls clinging to each other, but as whole beings ready to co-create the mission they were always destined for. The universe may be forcing reunion, but your readiness determines how you walk through it. This energy is not casual, not light, not something you can simply stumble into. It is magnetic, overwhelming, and transformative. And if you are not prepared, the intensity of union can feel more like chaos than destiny. That is why preparation matters. Preparation does not mean trying to control every detail of how reunion unfolds. You cannot script the exact timing, the conversation, or the sequence of events. What you can do is shape your vessel, body, heart, mind, and spirit, so that when the pull becomes undeniable, you are able to hold it without breaking. Start with your body. The reunion energy is frequency, and your body is the container. If you've been feeling exhaustion, strange heat, heart flutters, or changes in appetite, it's because your cells are recalibrating to carry more light. Help them. Drink more water than usual. Eat foods that ground you, roots, greens, minerals. Move your body gently but intentionally. Stretch, walk barefoot, dance, breathe deeply. This is not about perfection, but about flow. The more you treat your body as an altar, the more prepared you are to anchor the frequency of union. Then, prepare your heart. Old wounds will surface in this energy. Abandonment, rejection, betrayal. These are not signs that you are regressing. They are signs that you are clearing. Do not run from them. Journal, cry, pray, speak your truth. Reunion cannot thrive in a heart still chained to bitterness or fear. Forgiveness is not about excusing the past. It is about freeing your heart to hold the intensity of love that is coming. Your mind also requires preparation. The ego will resist. It will try to explain away synchronicities, dismiss dreams, rationalize the tether. It will tell you you're imagining it. But this is not imagination. It is activation. Train your mind to soften its grip. Meditate. Focus on your breath. Return to the present moment. The less control your mind clings to, the more open you are to the guidance of spirit. And your spirit, it is already ready, but it asks for space. Make silence part of your ritual. Step away from screens, noise, and constant input. Light a candle. Sit in stillness. Ask the universe to prepare you. Sometimes the most powerful preparation is not action, but surrender. Also, remember boundaries. Preparing for reunion is not about losing yourself. It is about becoming so rooted in your truth that when the magnetic pull arrives, you do not collapse into codependency. You meet your counterpart as an equal. Every no you speak now to what drains you is sacred preparation for the yes you will give to what is real. Practical rituals help too. Write down the patterns you are ready to release and burn. Burn the page. Create a small altar with symbols that remind you of your mission. Speak affirmations daily. I am ready for truth. I am ready for union. I am ready for mission. These are not empty words. They are declarations that shape your field. And finally, prepare by trusting. Trust that the universe is not cruel. Trust that if it is forcing reunion now, it is because you are ready, even if you doubt yourself. Trust that your counterpart is being moved in their own way, even if you cannot see it. Trust that every synchronicity, every dream, every ache in your chest is proof that the magnet is already pulling. Preparation is not about controlling the reunion. It is about becoming the version of yourself who can hold it, strong, rooted, whole. Because union is not two halves completing each other. It is two wholes aligning for mission. And when you prepare in this way, the reunion will not overwhelm you. It will expand you. The universe is not forcing reunion to satisfy the longing of your heart alone. It is not orchestrating this magnetic pull simply to give you romance, comfort, or closure. Twin flame reunion is far greater than that. It is a sacred mission. And the moment you see it this way, everything changes. Union is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of the work. When the two of you are brought back together, it is because the world needs what you carry as one frequency. Your connection is not private, it is collective. It echoes through the field, sending ripples of healing and awakening to others who are ready to rise. That is why the universe is relentless. That is why you feel the pull so intensely now. The mission cannot wait. In reunion, love becomes service. The masculine and feminine do not meet just to soothe each other's wounds. They meet to transform those wounds into power. Their wholeness radiates. Their frequency stabilizes spaces, conversations, communities. They embody what it means to be both human and divine, both shadow and light, both two and one. But this requires responsibility. The energy of reunion is not light or casual. It magnifies everything. If you try to enter union while clinging to fear, control, or illusion, the intensity will expose it immediately. That is why the breaking, the clearing, the preparation is so crucial. The universe is not punishing you with these challenges. It is protecting the sanctity of union itself. So let this sink in. Your reunion is not just for you. It is for every soul that will be touched by your alignment. It is for the missions you will activate together. It is for the spaces you will heal by simply existing in them. It is for the generations that will feel the ripple of your wholeness. When you stand together in truth, the universe multiplies your impact. And this is why you cannot treat reunion as fantasy. It is destiny. It is responsibility. It is the moment your soul finally lives the promise it made long before this lifetime. The longing you feel is not weakness, it is memory. The signs you see are not coincidences, they are instructions. The urgency in your chest is not anxiety. It is the universe reminding you that you came here to awaken, and you will not be allowed to forget. So prepare your vessel, anchor your truth, release what no longer fits. And when the reunion arrives, walk into it with reverence. Not as two halves clinging to each other in desperation, but as two flames burning side by side, unstoppable in your purpose. The universe is not forcing this, because you are fragile. It is forcing this because you are ready. And when the shadow clears and the paths converge, you will remember what your soul has always known. This was never about finding love. It was about becoming love, together. The reunion is not just your healing, it is your mission. And the time has come.